All right, so I'm trying a different approach today as I'm Josh casting it. I'm trying to do this so that I am actually doing this while walking as opposed to driving, which is a little scary because my fear is, well, what if somebody overhears me doing this? But I think anybody who might be overhearing me doing this would just assume that I'd be on the phone. So there may be a moment where if somebody is passing by, I may try to pretend to be a bit more on the phone and just kind of throw in a, no, what do you think, Linda? And then take a pause just so that I can fool them into thinking that I'm having that I'm a loser on a phone conversation as opposed to a loser recording a podcast. Should I call myself a loser? Yes. I don't know what's going on today, but I'm feeling a surprising amount of energy. I don't want to say positivity. For me, that's a bad word. I'm also curious to see if all the street traffic is gonna be too loud. So I'm holding the mic a little closer to my face because I don't want the sounds of the cars to get in the way. This is the worst way to record. I'm not recording this in a studio. I was told by multiple people not to release a podcast unless there has to be quality to the sound. I know people keep telling me that, but I don't. I march to the tune of a different drummer. Or rather, I march to the beat of a different drummer. It's just too bad no one will be able to hear that because the traffic will be too loud. But I figured this way I can get some exercise while doing this. And that's probably a good thing, right? That's good. Stay alive just long enough to be killed by the plague. Which, here's the thing about this. You know, what they keep saying is I'm supposed to wash my hands, avoid public gatherings if I'm sick, and just quarantine myself. I've been doing that my entire life. I mean, really, it sounds like the real way to prevent yourself from getting the disease: develop clinical depression and a fear of talking to people. When they say the meek will inherit the earth, what they meant was the Star Trek fans will inherit the earth. That's apparently what's going to happen here. Well, we'll see. Hopefully it won't be that doom and gloom. And I kept trying to tell myself not to worry, but then I started reading these threads on Twitter, which make me even more neurotic. Never a good idea. Twitter has become, in a way, for me, the new WebMD. Now Twitter is where I go to, oh, this is how I'm going to die. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Twitter. Thanks for this. And now here's the big concern. And I didn't think of this initially. But yes, it's true that the virus is really only affecting those who are immunocompromised. It's also hilarious that I don't think of myself as immunocompromised when, I'm not, clearly not in any way going to make the Avengers anytime soon. But even if I survive this, the concern is that our medical facilities will become so overrun with people who are sick that people who get sick with other things that require medical attention aren't going to be able to get the medical attention. So even if I don't get sick or I only get a mild case of it and I survive it but then get hit by a bus, then there will be no way to treat me because the hospitals will be overwhelmed. And I totally didn't even think of that. And I just gotta say, I'd like to thank Twitter for giving me what I used to get from my mother, which is amazing worst case scenarios. Twitter has become so negative. Twitter's gone Jewish. That's what's happened. Twitter has become the Jewish mother of my life. Insanity. It's truly insane. So I probably shouldn't even read it. I should probably stay away from it. And it concerns me that I'm already starting to get winded. This may be a drive-only podcast. Okay, so anyway, Linda, I think the point I'm trying to make is we should really examine those spreadsheets and take a look at them. That was me pretending because I was just walking by some people. So now hopefully they just think I'm talking to Linda. I don't know any Lindas in my life, do I? I might know one or two, but not in a close circle. Nothing against the name Linda. Okay, now here's an issue. Ahead of me, there's an older man walking a dog. I'm gonna cross the street and avoid him while I'm talking. That way I don't need to pretend to be on the phone with Linda during this next stretch as I talk. Walking through a bunch of apartments, a residential area. Nice residential area, all out of my price range. I can tell because they have, 2 rooms. But that's all right. I'm trying to accept, how do I put this? I'm trying to accept where I am in life. And I'm failing. It's like I want to be doing everything that I'm doing, but I also want money. And, they say that money doesn't buy happiness. And I've said this multiple times. I will say it again. I don't want to buy happiness. I don't even want free happiness. No. I know the rest of life is going to be stressful. I just want to be able to afford to be stressed, but in a wealthy environment. That's really all there is to it. Yes, money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys a full bathroom. Basketball. This kid's got a basketball. Dribbling the basketball, 4 years old. I could never get on board with playing basketball. Watching it is fine, because I admire the people who can play it, but I don't like playing it. The part where I have to pick up the ball, it's already too much. It's already way too much. Well, I hope this is recording, otherwise this is just a really long inner monologue that is now an hour monologue. Walking by. It is interesting how the landscaping tells you about the people who live there in a way. That the more perfect it is, that says something, versus someone who's totally ignored their front lawn. And I'm trying to decide, who do I want to talk to? The person who has the perfect landscape, or the person who's ignored the lawn? I think that the person who has ignored the lawn would be way more interesting, but I would only want to talk to them behind bulletproof glass. That would be my thought there. I'd be a little concerned for my safety. Which is why, if and when I do get a house, I'm not keeping up my lawn. That right there. You want to end a conversation? Have a shitty lawn. People are going to go, ugh, something's wrong with him. He's affected. And they are going to move on. That is what is going to happen. There's another thing I've been thinking about. This reminds me, because I'm walking by a Jeep Compass. That's the name of it. The Compass. A Jeep Compass. And I think the real name of it is, it's the Jeep. I can't really afford the Grand Cherokee, so I'm going to settle with the Compass. But we can't say that. We can't be honest about the names of the cars. I drive a Honda Civic. I can't call it a, I can't call it a Honda lower middle class. which is really the name of every car. My grandparents, they drove an Audi. What's interesting about that, a German car. And my grandparents, they weren't in the war. Well, my grandfather served in the war, but he was never shipped out. Right when they were about to ship him out, the war was over. So he never actively served, and then they were in America when all the craziness was happening. And they ended up buying a German car, which is cool, I should think. I think that's good. I think that's progressive. That they were able to look past history and just buy the car that they wanted to buy without judgment. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. I never talked to them about it. But they make good cars. What can you say? They make good cars. So anyway, Linda, check the spreadsheet again to make sure that the cells in the A column are right. I was walking by more people. I was looking to move into a room around here. And it's odd. None of the houses look the same, but like they're all different, but I swear to you, on every different block, somehow it's the same different. So I know I'm not in the place where I was looking for that room. I'm not on that street, I'm on a different street, but I swear to you, there's the exact same house. It's like there's 5 architects who did all the houses in this area. Some kind of giant, it's a weird maze kind of thing happening. Suburbs, I don't know what to make of suburbs. I don't know what to make of them. Because on some level they feel creepy to me. It feels like just a lie. That what's really going on behind the lawns and behind the houses, is not as idyllic as what is being presented. And I recently moved to North Hollywood, which is, dirtier than other parts of Hollywood, other Hollywoods out there. And I kind of prefer that. It feels more honest. North Hollywood, hey, we're trying. That should be the slogan of this. North Hollywood, we're trying. We're doing what we can. North Hollywood, it is what it is. My least favorite phrase, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And I'm walking towards the Burbank. I'm not going to call them mountains. I don't care if they're mountains or foothills or whatever it is. They are not mountains. One thing I will say, as someone who grew up in Colorado, nothing in California is a mountain compared to Colorado. That's the one point where I take umbrage. These are not I'm not even going to call them foothills. It's the Burbank, slightly higher terrain. So I'm walking towards, hitting it in a rare moment of the year where it's not on fire. There's a plus. Stranger things have happened. Wow. Walking by a house that has 2 white Toyota Tacomas. That's a Toyota family. They're very into their Toyotas. I think at one point, maybe one member of the house said, "Have you looked at the Nissan?" No, we have not. No, how dare you? We are going to get another Tacoma, the exact same model, because this is a Toyota household. If you want to live in a Nissan household, then you pack your things and go next door to the Johnsons and see how you like it. Drive one of their Pathfinders around all over the place. This is a Toyota household. Never ask me that question again. Never. Not under this roof. Never do that again. So anyway, Linda, be sure to email the spreadsheet to Jim, and then I don't know if we should CC Richard or blind CC Richard. Let's blind CC Richard, just so he knows what's going on, but I don't want Jim to know that Richard knows, you know what I mean? Okay, just walk past another person. I think they're out of earshot. I can keep talking. You know, I'm approaching this as if I'm sneaking around a war zone and I'm afraid I'm going to be sniped. When no one around me cares. No one around me cares. And the fact that I'm still speaking in a half whisper is utterly ridiculous. No one cares. At most, worst case scenario, someone is mildly annoyed that I am talking at this decibel level as they are trying to enjoy their Sunday afternoon. That's the worst case scenario. There's a porta potty. Why do I always do that mentally? I see a porta potty and I go, there's a porta potty, there it is. Why do I take note of that? Something's happened. Whenever there's a porta potty, something's happening around that porta potty. Construction, could be a concert. But it takes a special situation to have in the vicinity a portable toilet. Whatever is going on, hopefully it's a good thing, could be a bad thing. I mean, but whatever it is, it takes a lot to get on the phone and say, hey, we're going to need a portable toilet. We're going to need a situation where somebody has to go to the bathroom who has no choice. There's nowhere else to go. They can't go in the bushes. And they'll have to use that portable toilet. I just passed by a dog that was growling at me. I don't know, maybe I should take it as a compliment that the dog wanted to warn me, saw me as a threat. I don't know what the dog thinks I'm going to do. Huge dog. Dog could probably kill me. Am I panting? Am I out of breath? Really? I'm not even walking that fast. That's embarrassing. I think I just passed by a condom on the ground. I think. Mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, I'm just jealous. On the other hand, it's sad to see our environment being destroyed like that. Ironically, destroyed while someone else is creating life. Still, you can't walk to a trash can. When I see those, I also think, did you do it right there, where it is? Or did you throw it away later? Then I start to get excited, and then I have to calm myself. I have to hose myself down, and then continue with my walk. Now I'm walking downhill. Hopefully that should help things. I think I'm doing too much podcasting. This can't be a good thing. I should only do one a week, but there's so much I want to talk about. I'm trying to do more on TikTok so I can be relevant. And what I keep hearing is that the Chinese are using TikTok to spy on us. And my request, if the Chinese are spying on me, is, at least follow me, just to help me build my presence here. I think I'd spend one day spying on me and go, boy, maybe we don't need to attack America. If there's more of them like him, they're in trouble. If anything, I think we've already won. If that's what they're doing out there, just spewing out podcasts as they're walking down the street like this. Well, look at that. I'm doing a podcast. I'm exercising. Hopefully some of this is amusing. How long have I been? 20 minutes? Yeah, that's enough. I think we've covered everything we should cover. This shouldn't be an hour. 20 minutes. This is enough.